Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tricogha Nights here on the Component Cast channel. Let me just reveal Utari. I forgot I turned him off because but he's gone. So our cameras are currently out of line. We're just having a few technical difficulties. But before we get started tonight, we have some things to cover anyway. So, first of all, Mikey, who's our artist for this show?
Our artist is the Fantastic Seven. You can find them on Twitter at www.twitter.com/NINEKI99. You can also find them on Instagram under the same handle. Hit them up. They currently have commissions open. So if you're looking for some anthropomorphic art of any kind, you can let them know that we sent you. There is a link in the chat if you want to go check them out now.
Awesome. And we are playing the system Urban Jungle by Sanguine Productions. They also make Iron Claw and various other things. You can get this game currently on DriveThruRPG on a forever discount, it seems, at least for the running time of this show, for a discounted price. It's definitely worth the pickup. We've had a lot of fun playing around in this world, in this scenario. So yeah, definitely worth sinking a little bit of pocket money into if you've got it. But without further ado, let's get on with tonight's broadcast, shall we?
Tricogha. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Tricogha.
Oh dear. Hello everybody. So, Roach, over to you, my friend.
Yes. And then back over to the party. Who wants to do the recap?
Shall I do it?
Spiked and returned. Let's go.
Interception. He's going 30 to the 10 to the.
Go ahead, Red.
Oh, that rhymed. That was cool.
He's a poet. He probably knows it. So, last session, it was a lot of training, a lot of prepping, and hopefully getting ready for Team Sneak and Team Bruiser to go out and destroy people's careers, bring gangs, maybe send some people to jail, which seems very odd for them. But yeah, we built a few training platforms, one for Team Sneak, one for Team Bruiser, did some map preparation, made sure everything was neat and tidy, ready to go, and fixed some cars with some lucky rolls.
Yep.
And generally, generally got ready.
Yeah.
Did as much training as beastly possible.
Yeah, beastly possible.
Mammally
Also,
possible.
You forgot, well, not everybody's a mammal in this world.
We are, although
We are.
We are all.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not everyone in the world.
But there are snakes and lizards and various other things.
True.
Snails.
Yeah. You had an avian as well.
A pigeon.
You also forgot. You forgot one thing that also happened last week. There was a date.
Oh yeah.
There was a date.
There was a date.
Yeah. It was an actual date that was confirmed as a date.
Utari,
Utari?
Utar.
Are we working now?
Yes!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Jesus Christ.
What you really should have done is you just like clap, and if anybody says
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
I've got to push
no,
the talk, so I'd have to clap with my mouse.
One-handed claps.
I'd have to clap holding that button,
Yeah.
which would look very strange.
Just slap himself in the face. Just-
So yeah, it was mostly
Oh no.
Robo Roach.
And
Give him a moment, he'll be
I'm
back.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's back. I should just look at the video connection little indicator, because once it goes down to red for a second, it usually does like back up. So,
It's a glitch in the
yeah,
Matrix.
a little glitch in the matrix. Okay, I need to wake
Skynet's
up.
taking over. Yada yada.
Et cetera, et
Yes,
cetera.
last week was mostly everybody preparing and training and a lot of prep, just in general, for the big night that you were all getting ready for, where 2 major events have to happen almost simultaneously for them not to affect each other. And essentially, we're splitting the party again.
Yes, we are.
As it is written, so shall it be.
Sorry, Roach, but it has to be. It just kind of has to be.
Yeah.
In this situation, we can't not split the party.
No, I get it. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm okay.
It doesn't sound fine.
It's fine. So this is the last day before the event. You're on the 19th. It's the
We finished
Or no,
on
it's
the
the
night
20th.
of the 19th.
9th of the 19th, so it's the beginning of day 20. You have to get to it's taking place, all this stuff's taking place later in the day, in the night. So you all have all morning, afternoon, and early evening to do what you want to do for this day, getting in position, etc. So let me know what you got plans for.
So Lena didn't go home. So she's there for breakfast and she's got an idea.
Crap.
The ears aren't working. It's a shame, but never mind.
We tried. There was an attempt made.
We tried, we failed.
Tried.
So over breakfast, because she's been thinking about sort of making sure that everyone is sort of coordinated. And so what I was thinking is, if I stay near a phone box watching for the mayor and his entourage to arrive, I then go here, and then Alderman Andrews can send Larance and Monsieur Roman to on their mission, because then we know for sure that the meeting is taking place before the brewery.
That works.
That, or we say, if you do not hear from me before, let's say 9:30, 10 o'clock, you go then, because something may have happened to me and we don't want to risk anything.
We can stage our starts at phone boxes, can't we?
We could.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay then. Lawrence's morning is going to be spent getting breakfast, of course, because a hearty meal starts the day. Then he's going to familiarize himself as best he can with the map of Tricogha that Andrews has out, with all of the sewer grates and all that sort of stuff, in case he and Roman need to split up and make it as difficult as possible to chase after them in case they need to run.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, since you're not really on a time crunch or anything, if you don't have a reason to be speedy about it, you don't really need to roll. You can just kind of be familiar with this.
He's going to spend his morning shift, if you want to put it that way, doing it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I'm sorry, everybody watching. I am super out of it, so I may be a little slow on the improv tonight.
It's okay. We're
little
here for you,
zonked.
bud. It's cool.
No, and we can't stop this because we're going on to the end.
The distance is closing between fucking around and finding out here.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you do in the morning. What does Roman do during? Well, actually, what do you do? What you planning on doing during the day? Like,
So all prep work's been done. There's no more prep I can do.
I would say the benefit of all the prep was the post review of what you did.
Okay.
And I think that took time to do it. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time to do the actual attack prep and stuff like that, but you have to spend time like going over, okay, why does this work? Why does this doesn't, like, kind of, you know.
It's the after action report that takes the time.
Yeah. Which I think kind of doesn't mean you have the time to do that today.
That's fine. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
In which case, it is time for the guns to be cleaned and everything to be checked and triple checked and quadruple checked to make sure that everyone knows exactly what the plan is, how it's going to be acted. You know, basically run through the steps of everyone's plan, make them close their eyes and recite it so that, you know.
Larence does it all first try, just off the bat. And the guns were already clean, but he won't stop you from doing it again.
They can't be too clean.
There's no such thing as a too clean gun.
Well, no, there is. You still need to have oil on it.
Yeah. There still needs to be some.
You can't
sort
clean the oil off, but
Yeah.
yes.
some sort of anti-friction, you know.
So, I have some questions for how you're running a couple of things as a party here, so I have context of where things are. Your Tommy guns that you have, which I believe you have 3 of.
Yes.
In your stores, where are those going to be at?
Do you think we should take one of those with us on the paddle boat?
I think we should take 2.
Larence was going to take his lapel.
It's a single shot.
It's bolt action.
Single shot.
Yeah, he only needs 1 shot.
Oh.
Yes, when you have 30 guys shooting at you, 1 shot is really going to make a difference.
Well, the
Whereas
thing
if
is
you close
actually,
the area, people will get their heads down.
don't they have a lookout?
I don't
Wait,
know. Well, actually, that would be
And
Roman's job
a Tommy gun is only medium.
Yeah. Also, that would
Yes.
be Roman's job with the silenced pistol. It wouldn't be the guy who has, you know, the 8
The
millimeter.
really loud gun.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
8
it wouldn't be
millimeter
somebody with a
black powder
military
lapel.
cartridge trying
Yeah.
to knock that guy out.
Yeah.
A disused
across
military
black-
cartridge.
That's like ambushing somebody with a Mosin.
Hey, we do that in Hunt all the time.
Crack! What the fuck?
Yeah. No, you see, we
I think we got him. I think we got him, but I think everyone knows we're now here.
What we need is
But
a veteran
I would
silenced
say-
or something like
I
that.
would say this: the pistol does not have the range.
No.
Doesn't have the range from your paddle boat. You'd have to get on the boat, like, especially even if it did linear distance have the range, I wouldn't let you because you're on a paddle boat trying to aim at like semi long range.
He's basically doubting Roman's skills. I get this.
It's a subsonic round. It's a subsonic.
Doubting Roman's skills.
Okay, so
So-
I'm fine with taking.
Disrespect.
I'm fine.
I
with
just wanna
taking the
know-
2 Tommy guns, because if it is at a situation where we need to use them, we're fucked. And I'd rather have something that I can, at the very least, know that if we're stuck in a tight corridor, I can just lean out and just hold the trigger down.
If you need them, you need them.
Yep. Should we take a pump action with us? Because we have like 3 of those as well.
Yeah.
You have an obscene amount of firearms.
Right. So Lawrence has his service pistol.
I'm
a Tommy
basically
gun, and a
doing-
pump-action shotty.
Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
You
Shot.
are attacking a paddle boat.
No, you're Simon Pegg at the end of Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, just everything. Just
Morning.
Everything. Morning.
Okay,
Officer.
so you have your personal weapons. you have your personal weapons, and I hate you. Personal weapons, a Tommy gun, a shotgun,
Howitzer,
and no,
An
you don't have one of
84.
those. An 84.
Tiger
So
tank.
you have that. Where is the other Tommy gun going? Where's it going or staying?
Do we want to leave that at base with Andrews?
Yes, I was thinking that because if
I
they do
can't
decide
shoot, but
Listen, it's a Tommy gun. You just point it in
D-
the
no.
general
point
So
it
direction.
in
here's the
general
thing.
direction.
no. I should have a shotgun because one of them shoots with will rather than and one of the other. You know,
we
like the
have,
roll
like,
dice.
Several spares is the thing with the shotguns. So
I'm pretty sure one of the guns I was reading it has a will dice to it. It's like, hello.
I think it's body will for shotguns.
Or something, but yeah. And I have a D10 in will, so
I have a D10 in body, so
yeah.
does help.
I'm
Does help.
not a shooter.
Well, at least, there's two things there, right? Because the Tommy gun, you point it in general direction. The shotgun is the same, but the Tommy gun has ammo die. You can only shoot the shotgun 4 times, and then you have to reload.
It is one of the few guns,
two
in
guns
the
that are like
game
that.
that
It's the
have
high-power
a fixed
rifle.
ammunition.
Pump action. Those are the two that have 1 bullet or 4. That's it.
Yeah, it's up to you where because you got a shotgun spare. you got
what
a Tommy
about
gun spare.
why don't we put one with the Tommy gun in the boot of Sneak Team's car?
Are we taking a car?
Because the boot of Sneak Team's car is not where Sneak Team will be.
Yeah, they're parking it. They're parking
Wait.
it away.
We
And
do
they're
know
gonna
that, we do
rendezvous
know that
back.
Harry can shoot, though. So at the very
Oh,
least,
Harry
he
can
Tommy
shoot.
gun.
If he wants to take
Yes.
the lovely Tommy gun with him, I would understand that. But
Not sneaky.
it's
No.
not.
He has
A
his 38.
shotgun
He has
is if
his
you
snub
kill
gun.
everybody with the first shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just point it like, all right, we're just gonna hope the shotgun spread gets them. Just
Nobody can. You can't give yourself away if there's nobody alive.
Do we have?
It's like the Alamo
ammo for the
film
shotgun?
and Jim Bowie with his
You can
7-barrel
totally
shotgun
give
on the
yourself away
deathbed.
with the
Like,
sound.
Well,
Not
that's
if
what I'm
they
saying.
all line up in a line
they're all
and you
dead.
hear slugs.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, this it's
Straight all the way
the,
through.
it's the 1950s or 60s Alamo film. Jim Bowie's on his deathbed. He's got a 7-barrel shotgun, and 7 people in a line come through the door.
Oh my god, I've seen that movie.
yeah.
Oh my god, that is stupid. Okay, so
What did you say, Atari? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I was just saying, the sound of a shotgun firing off definitely can give you away. They don't need to necessarily be that close to know, oh, there's shooting going on.
That's true.
It's true.
But also,
It's
Harry
up to-
does have his. Harry has.
Maybe
a
I should
38,
call
so-
someone.
Yeah.
What?
Harry does also have a 38, so he has a concealed pistol at the very minimum.
Yes. I have a service pistol.
So you've got, okay.
Little Webley.
Just
You've got a Browning high power and a detective spell.
Oh, no. Oh, Browning. Oh.
Yeah,
He's British. It'd be a Webley. Smuggled it in.
Service
I mean-
pistol would
Oh.
be is an automatic pistol because then that's what a revolver would be a weapon. Yeah.
that's why the service pistol Larance has is a M1911. because-
I'd rather not bring that Tommy gun. I'm just
Okay.
straight
I'm
up
just
saying
trying to
we're
keep track of
sleep
where
mode,
your
we are
weapons
not
are.
bringing
so
that
they
Okay,
don't just
I'll
come
keep
out of
one.
nowhere.
I'll have a Tommy gun, I guess.
Okay, you have one spare shotgun that's
You
just
could
I guess
have a
gonna go on
shotgun as
top.
well. You know,
Just
you
gonna
can
go
have
on
a
top
shotgun,
of the mantelpiece or something like that.
It's
just
going
in
under my
case.
desk.
though. Yeah.
No. Put it on the sunroof so it's a pinhole-mounted shotgun.
Shotgun. So the
Oh, and then
the
LaBelle is in Lawrence's room, so because he's not bringing it with him.
All right, so the attack team has Tommy gun, shotgun, plus their personal firearms. Sneak team has one gun, has 2 guns, but just on one person, and a sword bayonet.
Yeah. Actual sword. Yep.
Yeah. And then Andrews has a shotgun and a fully loaded Tommy gun with a drum magazine in his office within arm's reach.
Just in case.
All right, you're Scarface. You're Scarface, but without the cocaine.
Just a giant white
The original Scarface. The original Scarface, which happened in this time
Oh,
period.
yeah, no, here's the thing though. I'm not actually a white tiger.
No, he's actually a Bengal tiger. Don't ask about the white stuff.
For some reason, he never feels pain.
Yeah.
So
What's the reason for all this ambition?
He's
Oh,
fine.
I've got tiger blood.
So you got
I've
that.
got
You got
tiger
tiger blood. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh dear.
So, I know that now. Where are the getaway vehicles? Where are you wanting to put them?
How does Harry feel about driving? Because Lena has no fucking clue.
What's a car?
What is vehicle?
What is vehicle? How does vehicle do the thing?
I think, honestly, Team
No,
Sneak is probably better off not.
In all seriousness,
Okay.
Coming from the east end of London, getting pushed straight into World War One as the kind of role I think he did in World War One. No, he wouldn't know how to operate a motor vehicle.
Does the Alderman know how to operate a vehicle?
None of us have a skill in driving, but
none of you do. But I would say, I mean, you've been driven around a lot. Alderman,
I would
so-
say the Alderman would know how to drive. It's just he doesn't, so he's very out of practice because he pays
He's
someone
grinding
to.
a lot of gears.
Yeah, it's
when
one of
he
those things. Like the last time he drove was probably like whilst in university. Since then, people have been
And that was
driving
his
for him.
teachers up the wall.
No, I've been driving you up at the wall ever since.
So okay, so it's the Alderman knows how to drive. Is the Alderman the getaway driver? He's just gonna show up.
Shit's bad.
Okay. So you're all right, so you're only using one of the vehicles then,
I think so.
or
Yeah.
you
Yes, so.
okay? So you're just taking the so the one you spent a couple of days fixing is gonna stay at the Alderman's house.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. And the good one, or at least the non-bad one, you're going to take for the sabotage team, like on the riverbank,
Mhm.
or near the riverbank for a getaway. Okay, cool. I gotta keep track of the logistics of your various insane plans.
That sounds like a full-time job. Someone should pay you for that.
Don't forget to like and follow the stream, and
And tip your DM.
maybe subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, tip your DM with
Yeah.
hot cocoa and hugs and kisses.
Oh, this isn't hot cocoa. This is straight cappuccino. This is 12 ounces of cappuccino.
12 ounces of pure caffeine directly mainlined into your bloodstream.
Yeah, nothing added to that either. It's straight.
That's what we
It
need.
tastes horrible, but it's helping me. So okay, we got that. Other thing I need to know. Sneak team, how are you? What's the plan specifically? How are you doing what?
So, and Utari feel absolutely perfectly valid just to jump in and tell me I'm talking nonsense. We go a bit early. We set up the recorder. Lena then sneaks out and positions herself so she can see the road and be near a phone box so she can call back to the Alderman. She will have the camera, and if she sees an opportunity, she'll take the shot and scarp her. If she doesn't, she'll stay where she is and wait for Harry, and they'll come back together.
Okay.
Seems
Sorry?
reasonable. We're just trying to prove that they're meeting, right? Or are
Yeah.
we trying to actually eavesdrop in?
The
Are you
eavesdropping
dropping
is
all
all we
eaves,
can
sir?
do.
I think one person should eavesdrop just, because we can then
Harry will
verify.
attempt to try and get away in.
Well, yeah, I if you can find one while you're setting up for the recorder, because,
I mean, I would just point out the recorder has. This isn't a
Oh,
cassette
someone's gonna
tape.
have to start. Someone's gonna have to stop it. Actually, someone's gonna have to man
you
the recorder.
have a limited time span to record on this.
And Harry was the only one who got any decent rolls with that thing. Lena saw it, didn't have a clue.
True.
you get a bonus dice no matter what because it's a above average quality equipment. But
Also,
yeah,
Harry
you-
has
you-
stealth, doesn't he?
Harry does, and Lena doesn't.
So yeah, are you saying Harry's gonna like wait until he gets a signal from Lena and then click the on button and sneak somewhere? Is that the plan?
Oh,
We kind of know where it's going to be. We think it's going to be in the manager's office, so he can set up, and then when he hears people come in underneath, he can flick the button.
Okay. Well,
It
that's
isn't
the plan.
loud to activate or anything like that, is it? Like they probably would have tested that. Like it doesn't. There isn't like an audible like or anything like that when you turn it on.
I mean, it's 1920s technology, so it's not necessarily like streamlined. It's not necessarily silent.
yeah, but it's not
but
like
it does-
super loud.
But it doesn't have like a fan line or anything like that because its components don't make that much heat that it requires active cooling. So it's just the sound of the mechanical, because it's recording on like a disc, like a vinyl, vinyl. So it's you hear that spinning like at however many RPM, and the making the scratches, but it's not overly audible, like from a past short range. It's basically just background noise, fades into the noise.
okay, so as long as you're not like
down.
right next to someone, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and there's no reason that unless they know what that sound is specifically, it might not. It could just be pipes
A
jiggling
factory
around or
like
something.
that is just going to creak and groan and make noise
Yeah.
by itself anyway.
Yeah, so it would be. You don't think it would be easy to tell that they're being recorded if they even heard something. Essentially, mechanically speaking, they'd have dice against their checks to succeed. So that's how that'll work.
Regardless, we're still gonna have to get pretty close. We're working with 1920s technology.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a I think you tested it. I think I said it was like a 35 foot kind of air range to it. That's about all you got before it just starts becoming. It's just
Charlie
like the
Brown.
distance. Yeah. So
Did we test recording through walls?
yeah, I think with the tests you made, the equivalent of a microphone that you're using. We're making guesses here because I don't know how recorders back then technically worked or something like this. Needs to have some sort of direct like air connection to the area that's being recorded, but it doesn't. The whole thing doesn't need to be in there. So it can kind of just be like you could have like a hole in the ceiling that's just kind of like piped in slightly, or maybe like through a little crack.
Yeah.
I think that was what
like
we
that.
were thinking.
Yeah, we were gonna try and get in early, weren't we? Before the meeting happens. You can get your camera thing set up, and I've got to find a way to sneak into.
Yeah.
Make a hole.
Well, Lena can help you with that because the camera is just kind of if we get the chance, because it's loud and it's bright, so it's a riskier option.
You got one shot too, because that's a 1920s camera with a flash bulb, and that means that burns out immediately when you use it. That's not a. There's a reason that like old movies show a whole bunch of broken glass near the red carpet, because they would just kind of throw down an old bulb and they put a new one in. So yeah,
We do have a spare bulb though.
You do if you want to keep it there with you, but it is fragile. So if you do anything that requires having to sneak around or stuff like that, it would get against you, because you're trying to like make sure you don't crack one of these spare bulb kind of thing. So it's up to you. You can keep it in the car if you wanted to, or on yourself. Up to you. But okay, I just wanted to make sure I got the plan correct. And attack team or sabotage team, or however you want to go about this. What's the plan?
Okay, so I'm guessing.
Well, basically go down to the boat, get the boat into the water. Very gently just let it flow down the river or up the river, because this is a backward thing river because it's stupid. And then as we get close to the thing, lob bottles of petroleum fire death machines onto the boat and hopefully hit some doorways so that they have very few exits out, so it can cause confusion, and the boat goes up and sets fire to the stills because of all the fumes and things like that, and hopefully there's a nice explosion at some point, because I really would like an explosion.
Basically, we're going to tactical, try and place the firebombs at the doorways way, I think is right.
Roughly speaking, yeah.
Yeah, we're going for that
And
one.
you've got the getaway car.
Parked.
Upriver.
I assume it's parked up
River.
river because of fucking Chicago and their proto cocaine.
Because Chicago decided we don't like rivers going downhill.
No.
Grand Wizard of
This is
Sanitation
wrong.
defied gravity.
Yep.
Mother Nature screwed up. We're gonna do it right.
In fact, they started that in the late 1800s, and it worked.
The sheer amount of
Yeah.
like hallucinogenics that must have been involved in that engineer's mind.
Like I said, I think they dye it in some sort of cult ritual to appease the river god.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's Poseidon.
Yeah. Poseidon is just there like, all right.
So,
That's what the green dye is. It's just in
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah, the
Just
green
trying
dye's
to
there
get
to
the
cover
sense
up all the blood they have to put in it to
Exactly.
appease the river god.
Yeah, Cthulhu's down there, and he's like, if I don't get my blood sacrifice,
It's not
every
blood, it's the marinara sauce from the deep dish pizzas that are tossed into the river.
year-
Plaf. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's what we've just uncovered. Cthulhu is a deep dish pizza fan.
Yep.
That would honestly make
Suck it,
sense.
Maine.
So, okay.
Um,
we got the we got
Back in a bit. I'm getting cats whining.
we got the sneak plan. Okay, that's gonna do that. All right. Okay, so did we go through everybody what you want to do during the day?
What's Andrew's doing?
Yeah, what's Andrew's doing during the day? I thought
I'm I'm gonna update make you on what we're going on, what's happening with that is going down tonight, and we should have word by tomorrow.
should have
Yep.
word by tomorrow.
And that they might even hear it in the news before it's before Miss Wheelwright has her breakfast.
Okay. And you're just calling him?
No, I'm walking to the shop. I'm gonna
Okay,
go pick
I
up a
thought-
suit. I'm gonna go pick up a suit.
Gonna go pick up a suit. Okay. Funny enough, he actually does have a suit
Yeah.
for you to take with you.
He's
as
getting a
cover.
lot of legitimate business recently.
Oh, he doesn't charge you. He gives you a bundle that is a suit.
Yeah.
That is just a suit wrapped in like paper, and you take it with you. It's a he's giving you a cover.
It's a cover
Oh,
up, yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Larance bought a suit from him like the other day.
Oh,
for
so
his
did
date.
Harry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No, I'm like,
So-
Lawrence got that suit, and then he also bought a suit for his date yesterday. So he got 2 suits from Lawrence.
Mayhew's not a bad tailor. He just
No, he's not.
also it's just that's his cover because he's also a bad gangster.
He's a bad gangster, but an alright tailor.
He's a
So-
bad gangster, but he could legitimately just be a tailor.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know which one he is, but
At this
decent
point, yeah.
suits.
yeah. So okay, you inform him. He thanks you that you've. He doesn't ask specifics.
Mhm.
He's so great. I'm glad to hear it. Go. Just keep your head. Keep your head. Stay out of trouble. And good luck.
Bit late for that, isn't it?
Does that? Cool.
So that's, and then I'm gonna make sure that I've got enough typist ink, typewriter, and literally last minute groceries kind of thing. Just I want to go about looking like I'm having a normal day.
Having a normal day. Okay.
Because I think that's kind of important to the whole keeping a distance from an apparent sting operation that I'm running from my basement. Like,
It's true.
You're running it from your living room.
like the whole.
No, his office. Let's all be
Yeah.
honest.
Like,
Yeah.
let's like the one of the whole things of this, like, of me not being involved in one of these teams as a direct, like, getaway driver or whatever, is because we needed to keep that element of distance.
Yep. Andrews needed to have plausible deniability.
Ability. Yep.
Okay.
Also, would Roman let him out the house?
No.
I'm assuming all the
Maybe.
doors are locked. When everybody leaves at night, all the doors are locked. All the windows are locked.
There's a shotgun tied up to the back door, so if you open it, it blows you away. The poor chef forgot something, and he's just like, ah, damn it.
And then I'm a homicidal Macaulay Culkin.
Maybe. That would be a really good, like, spoof, actually.
It just
Oh.
exists.
What's an insulting gift?
An insulting gift that would highly depend on who you're getting a gift for.
Like,
What would be something you could give someone in the 1920s as, like, an insult?
yeah, that's what
I mean,
I'm.
there's. Oh God.
Time to go to Google.
Well, who are you getting a gift for? 'Cause
I
then
just-
can give you context.
Because it's what I want. I want a gift to turn up at the door of the mayor at the same time the paper does. Like, with a copy of the paper. Like, that's...
Oh. Could give him a pin.
Back the jack. Oh, that's quite good.
That's
Oh,
No, don't do that.
That just gives you, like, a way, like, massive, like,
oh, only to him.
yeah.
Well, the thing is the newspapers
He's
are.
still the mayor. He's still going to be the mayor tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Because it's the 1920s and it's Chicago, and that's not a law yet.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, you could do that.
Like, what?
You could send his pen back.
Oh, yeah.
You could send his pen back.
Oh,
you could,
that's a good one.
You could get him a. You could give him a Tricogha U, like shirt or something like that.
Send
Since
him
he's
a,
from Texas.
Send him a Tricogha Nights poster. You could send him a
To get
Tricogha
it-
Nights poster.
You
No,
could get
that's
his
a
own.
perfect gift for everybody, Mikey.
Yeah.
You know it.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You also know, you could you know where he went to university. You could get the rival school a rival school like
Brochure.
As
Yeah,
a
that-
rival
well,
school?
just a
I
shirt.
don't know if
Someone's
I'd be
used
able
my
to order
fucking
that
name.
in time.
I want royalties.
It's true.
So it's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy some nice wrapping and a box to wrap up the pen.
Okay.
And then under the wrapping I'm gonna slip a back the jack button.
It's too good. All right.
It's just too good to not
Terrible
do.
idea.
And then I'm gonna when I go
You had
down
the idea, Red.
and then I'm
I
gonna
didn't say the pin. I said the pen. The pen is a good one.
Yeah, I said the pen.
Oh.
Okay. So
And
Roach,
then-
damn it.
and then I'm gonna hire. Well, I'm gonna ask if yeah, I'll sort that when I go to the newspaper. I'll see if I can swing them to go take it down.
oh, the newspaper boy to deliver it.
Yeah, because they're gonna take him a copy. Because also there's gonna be loads of reporters outside his house when the story breaks anyway. So
It's true. Okay. Cool.
Get him some
Cool.
fake antlers.
All right, so we know what everybody's doing during the day. We know what the plan is. So, I'm just gonna make some rolls here.
Oh boy, that terrifies me. How dare you?
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, some interesting rolls. So, we'll begin this most auspicious of nights. The big one. Let's try this here. Nope. Sorry, I gotta get the damn correct stuff here. Great, got it. We begin the most auspicious of nights, the big one, at the bank of the main river into Tricogha. There we go. Got the sound going. So I was trying to find the damn. Sirenscape should be up, by the way. Also, you should probably be connected to the game on Fantasy Grounds. Yes, Rival, I was talking to you.
I just completely forgot.
Training yourself for when we stop using it for potential future games.
No, we'll need it for the next one.
100%, yeah.
Of course.
And then the one after that. And the one
Yep.
after that. The one after that.
After that.
So many.
There is quite a few things we have planned. So, 2 individuals stand at the banks of the river. In front of them, a small little dock with a paddle boat that was tied up there the previous day. We have Larance and Roman. You've taken steps. You've deposited the vehicle upriver past the boat. In fact, it's just right at the edge of the official city limits. It's right at the edge of the Woodruff district, the west side district of the city. It's a calm night. It's a light drizzle on and off throughout the day. It's not raining. It's more just kind of like a light mist that comes and goes. The night is clear and the moon is not fully out, but it's not there's not no moon at this point. So it's kind of just general darkness, but not total darkness and not total, it's a city too. So, what are you gonna do? So what would you all like to do?
Larence kissed Lena on the way out for good luck. And
Yep.
he is carrying, I assume they probably bought like some violin or some cello cases to keep the weapons in while they were traveling because, cops might have stopped them or whatever.
Of course. Comes with the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Comes with the Tommy gun when you take it off a corpse. Just spawns with it. Just like, what the fuck? Anyway. So he's carrying a Tommy gun and a shotgun. He will strap the shotgun over his shoulders with the sling, put the Tommy gun into the boat on the ground, and then sit into the boat and prepare to get started. Reach into his jacket and pull out 2 cigars and offer one to Roman.
Not until after we finish the job.
Oh, come on. I wanted to make it cool, but anyway, he's going to put it away.
Use the
Wait,
cigars
finish
to
the job
light
yet?
the flame.
What are those
Yeah,
two dots
exactly.
out on the river?
There's 2 glowing orange dots.
What is going on?
Why are they
the
moving
aliens.
independently?
It's the aliens, man. They're here. It's the aliens. Anyway. It's those hairless monkeys that they've been saying exist around here. Anyway. He'll jump in the boat. He's right. He's waiting for Roman to get in so they can set off.
No. Roman goes through his own mental procedure. He's been through this a lot.
Preparing beforehand.
Visualizing everything that has to happen, the order it has to happen.
Clinical.
gets in the boat, pushes off at the same time. Smooth, long strokes.
Putting those new back muscles to good use.
No speed, we just want to get there. No splashing.
He's keeping
So-
it nice and slow.
So I'm assuming the plan is the boat's not being propelled by the oars; it's being guided at this point. You're essentially using the current to carry, but you're kind of just like
Staying away from
steering.
debris or whatever like that with the oars.
Okay, cool.
The idea is that we are making like a hole in the water. Because
that's-
on the river, it's sound that travels the fastest and the furthest.
Just trying to be as close to a bit of flotsam as you can. Flotsam or flotsam? Whatever.
Flotsam.
Flotsam, yeah, I thought so. So. The current of the river is slow. It's not a quick running river at basically any point in its you know.
Yeah, well, the river's going, I'm going uphill. This makes no sense.
But it does carry you. Takes a little bit of time for essentially it's a very wide curve to get kind of in the center of the river. Just kind of steering slowly. It's almost as if you could see the moon itself moving across the sky as you slowly creep down the river. And it's an odd experience too, because you're in what is essentially a very small patch of untouched nature in the center of the river, surrounded by the city that just keeps going on with its life. There's little, you see the lights of buildings, or the black hulks of warehouses, etc., paved roads, even some cars still moving across, like next to the river every so often. But they're high enough that their headlights can't illuminate you. Where you're at, it's quiet. I'm going to say it takes... I don't know the actual speed of the Mississippi River, but I'm just going to roll something to
Slow.
Yeah, mostly. Okay. Takes you about 20 minutes.
Hold up, you robot.
Takes you about 20 minutes.
The speed of the Mississippi River is about 1.2 miles per hour.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a quick river. Takes you about...
But you would not want to get in the way of it.
No.
No, you would. It takes you about 20 minutes to get around a bend, and you're on the straightaway where this target is located. You can see it as well, because while there's not a lot of light in this area of the city, the boat is kind of illuminated from behind you. Essentially, you're coming in from the moon, from the little bit of moonlight that's coming in. You're coming from that light.
Damn.
That's what it is. So it's illuminated there, so you can see it. I'm going to need Larance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need you to make a series of checks.
Oh boy.
So the way this is going to work is there are obstacles in this section of the river,
Okay.
and you need to maneuver around them. And the more of these that fail, the higher risk it'll be for you to get within range of the boat.
Okay.
So Roman can help you by being kind of being at the prow of the boat and looking. trying to like give you directions. You had, if I remember correctly, you had 2 successes when it came to the boat
it was
training last time.
I think it was was it mind observation? Yeah, I got 2 successes.
No, I just need to know how many successes,
Yeah, it
because
was
that
2.
means
It was 2.
cool. Okay, so because you didn't get the threshold of 4 successes for the boat training, that means you're going to take a D6 against this in general, whatever these checks are,
Okay.
because even if Roman is helping you, you're trying to coordinate with the fact that you're sitting with your back to him, because it's one of those kinds of boats. And you're trying to coordinate left and right, but your subjective left and rights are different.
Because he's facing forward and I'm facing backwards.
Yes, so they're reversed. So it's you. So they're doing that
It'd be
mental
Roman's
calculation.
left, it would be my right.
Yeah, that kind of. But it's you're trying to do it kind of somewhat quickly, and you're under pressure, so that's a hard thing to remember in the moment. And
Yeah.
neither of you have naval experience, so you don't realize the
I
reason they
wasn't a
use port
Marine.
and starboard.
We've had this conversation yet.
Yeah. So I'm going to need you to make the same checks. I believe that was mind. I think it was mind endurance, right?
Could I argue body endurance?
No, because you're using your mental for this primarily to navigate.
I'm not just bodying my way through it. Yeah.
Yes.
Mind endurance.
So the way this will go is you're going to be making 4 checks. If you fail one, the next one will have a higher DC.
Okay. So what can I do to assist him?
Essentially, he's going to get a D8 extra just automatically because you're aiding him, but there's still a D6 against that will, if it succeeds its check, if the D6 rolls above the threshold number, it'll take one of his successes away.
Right.
Kind of thing. So that's how
you're at the front of the boat. Mind observation check, you succeed automatically because Roman has stupid dice in those skills.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot for you to spot obstacles. The problem is coordinating navigation when neither of you are used to it.
Okay, so it's
in this context.
Mind, endurance, D8, D6 for.
Well, D8 and I roll a D6.
Okay.
So I'm rolling D6s, and then I will
mind.
tell you.
Success.
Okay.
Endurance. 2 successes.
2 successes.
D8.
Cool.
It's a tie, if that matters.
It won't.
It might. I don't know. So I have 2 successes.
Okay. I rolled a 6. So it's 1 success,
All right.
which fails the first one. Because the first started at DC 2.
Okay.
If they match, don't you go to the tie? And he's got a tie dice.
No, it's against. This isn't a versus. This is a die against the roll.
Yeah. So since Rose succeeded the negative die,
That's a
I
1
lose
success against him, which
Right.
which
I
negates
see.
one
I
of
see.
his successes.
Yeah.
You're confused. There is one thing about this game that kind of sucks is there is a universal mechanic of rolling a 4 up on a die, but there are 3 different mechanics to calculate successes when dealing with different
Situations.
versus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's
it can get
combat,
kind of
there's versus,
confusing.
and then there's trials.
And then there's dies against you that come in.
Okay, so I failed the success. I failed this encounter by a.
You failed that counter.
Yeah.
Yep. So essentially what happens is, Roman, you see a couple of bits of junk in the way that maybe they're caught on a couple of reeds or something. It's just a little bit of, it's nothing that'll block you, but it might make some noise and you've got to try and maneuver around it. And you do maneuver around it, but it's jerky and you overcompensate at this point. You're overcompensating, so now you're kind of a little side on to the current, and you're kind of moving in a bad direction, which means the next check's going to be harder on here, because now you're going into some obstacles that might actually start impeding things, and you've got to be more careful about that. So another check, same results. It's just the DC goes up by 1 now, so you need 3 successes. Or you need to tie with a 2 to maintain it, essentially, to maintain this DC.
And my personality would not apply to this role because it's jaded.
Yeah. No,
All right.
I don't think he can. Of course. Like,
Of course. Damn it.
yeah.
All right. And endurance. So 1 success with 2
One
dice.
success. 2 dice.
Oh, and my D8. My D8 for a Roman.
Yeah, and your D8.
So 2 successes.
2 successes,
rolled a
2
one.
ties. Oh.
And I rolled a 1 on the die against you, so you
Oh, I still
don't make it,
failed.
but you don't make it worse. Is kind of the
Yeah.
thing. Basically, if you meet the DC on this one, the way I'm working is if you meet the previous DC, you don't make it worse, but you still failed. So basically, this is amounting to when we get to the fact that the enemies are going to have to start making checks, they will start having better DCs to spot you at this point. So this isn't easy. So you overcome a little bit. You start going towards. You overcompensate a little bit. You start going towards a collection of obstacles, and Roman, you see them, and you start giving directions. But you're using your spatial reference, and he's trying to work on his spatial reference. So you're kind of going the opposite way. And one of the oars does kind of smacks into what might have been an old pier, structure. There was just like one little bit of like a log sticking out, and it smacks, makes a noise, but it does kind of recorrect the boat. Actually, it's into you're going along with the actual current at this point, but there's still obstacles. You're almost there, but
Okay.
you gotta get through that. So
Same roll
next
again?
check, same roll, same DC.
Endurance. And D8. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Hold on. There's 1d6 against, which fails.
3
So you have
successes.
3 successes, which means you succeed this one. So you're starting to get it a little bit. You're starting to get it.
He's starting to understand. Starting to get a bit of it.
One of you figured out. Okay, I see what's going on. So you start calling directions, or you start listening to directions in the opposite way that they're being called, and it's starting to help you guide it. It's still a little jerky. It's not smooth, but you're able to maneuver around a couple of old nets that are here to catch floating debris, and you start getting really close to the boat. In fact, you're almost to the point where you're close enough to start the whole action, but you need to go through one little last layer of obstacles to get kind of in a small section of free water nearby. So
Okay.
one more check.
Cross your fingers, folks.
This would be a bad one to fail on.
It's 2 successes.
Okay.
3 successes.
Okay. And the D6 negates one of them.
So that's still 2 successes, which I
Still
think
2
meets the
successes.
DC that you said.
It meets DC, which doesn't make it worse, but essentially you've accumulated the fact that they're going to get 1 bonus to the DC on their checks for spotting you. So you exit out of the debris field, and now you no longer need to move. You've gotten a lot quieter, more hushed tones, because you're a lot closer to the boat. You're within range of the boat to throw your volatile, flammable cargo. Before you do, I need to make a check for the guards. Now, initially, they had a fairly high DC, but because you failed one of those checks, it will make it 1 step easier because you made noise. So we're going to see if they noticed you. I'm going to be fully honest. They have a D8 and 2 D6s. They normally have 2 D6s, but there's 2 guards, so one of them is helping. 2 D6s. And the D8. Do you guys want to know what I rolled?
They all succeeded.
2 6s and an 8.
I will list them in the order that I rolled them. A 1. a 2,
Okay, so it's not a critical failure.
and a 3.
Hey!
Nice. All right.
So they
cool.
didn't hear a damn thing.
I didn't hear anything. That is horrible. That's a horrible roll.
Hey, rival.
Not out of this yet.
Just for context, they had a DC of 2. It started at DC 3.
All right. You know what? I didn't fuck it up too badly. I'll take it.
Yeah, basically, it could have gotten to the point where they just had to succeed once, and they would have heard you. That was a really hard part of this part. So yeah.
Deep breath.
So,
We're good.
You didn't notice, but you both weren't breathing for a second there.
I really wasn't.
Yeah.
As you exit the debris field and you get closer, letting the water take you closer and closer, right by the boat, the distance to parallel getting almost perfect, and nothing happens. No lights flicker on, no lanterns are switched on, no flashlights are lit and looking across the water. Nobody knows you're here.
Okay. So I'm going to let Rival know something.
You can't swim.
No, I can swim actually, but no. So I completed my goal, right?
Yes.
And what I took for that goal was an expertise dice in tactics.
Okay.
So now I have 2d6 and 2d8s on my tactics roll.
Right.
So are we going to be we're doing a tactical thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
essentially you get 2d6s and 2d8s plus a d8 if rival can or if Roman can help you.
Yeah.
Which means you would in grand total get 2d8s and 3d6s.
no,
Or
3d8s and 2d6.
3d6. Reverse that. But still, it's great.
Because I was like, Lawrence focused really hard on that. He wanted it to do well, so
Yeah.
I thought that would make the most sense.
Mikey asked me earlier, just like right before the game started, just going like, did I say I depleted this goal? Yeah, so there we go.
Spot on, sir.
So
it is. Was it mind tactics? But
Mind
Roman could use his
tactics.
sneak attack dice was the thing, right? Because
that was the thing. You could.
I
By,
had
using,
dice.
by being tactical, we could hit the 2 doors that we could see from our side of the boat, basically setting them on fire, which would also lead down into where the still is and everything, leaving one route out for the people inside.
I think the difference here is that Roman's original, like the one that he spec'd into, is the fact that he was hitting specifically all egress and points in the boat that he could see. The tactics roll was more you're hitting the most likely places to catch this boat fully on fire.
That was shooting. That was shooting.
Or shooting.
That was the shooting roll. That was the
shooting,
speed.
yeah.
That was the mind shooting roll, and then the speed shooting roll was carte blanche.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So yes, you're right. Romans, you would be able to add if you did this attack, you'd be able to add a sneak attack to it. So it's basically you have to work out between you two who wants to take the lead on this.
I will support because we have more options with you.
Right. The only
True,
thing is
but
that if I
if-
support, I give you a d12, and I cannot negatively affect your roll.
And I have no
You'd use your sneak attack
tactics.
dice, which is 2d8.
You have no tactics, but you do have a mind roll of a d8, and your sneak attack gives you 2 d8s, and you get a d12 from.
All right, fine.
So it's basically you have to weigh.
Yeah,
You
all right,
have
let's
one
go with that.
What's better? What's better? 2d6s and 2d8s? Sorry, 2d6s and 3d8s, or Roman's?
Sneak
So
attack.
it's
D8s and
5
D12.
chances or 4 higher dice is the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. We'll go with the sneak attack then, because that means at least the first one is completely
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's surprise. Yeah.
Right. So
And
I'm
then-
going to roll my speed tactics then to assist.
Yes. Which is still good because that means you just need to get one success on a shitload of dice too.
I got
Yeah.
3 successes. So you get a d12 to this roll.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll 3d8 and a d12.
Yeah.
Yep.
8. It's a 5 and a 1. That was a drop dice.
I like how we still have drop dice and a digital platform. It's great.
I appreciate that.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, that was nearly a 9.
Okay.
See that? You didn't see that, Roach. You didn't see that.
I did.
No, you didn't. No, you definitely didn't see that.
Those were John Cena's dice.
It was worse, but you know.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Can somebody, if anybody wrote it down, can somebody read the firebomb damage roll for me? Or did anybody have that on their character sheets? Because if they don't, I can look it up.
I will look it up right now.
Okay. Thank you, please. Because that would mean I'd have to go into my drive that's dying, and I want to use that as little amount as possible until
Where
that
would that
new
be
drive.
in the sheet? In the handbook? Maybe?
It'd be in the be in the handbook.
It's not one of the implemented items, is it?
No, it's a weapon, so you just gotta look for the weapon section.
Weapons. Weapons. Damage, maybe? I don't remember where it was, unfortunately.
You just gotta find it because we need to know. I'm just gonna look up Tommy gun.
Oh no, why are you looking up Tommy gun?
Because that's where it all would be.
Yeah.
So I could find
Yeah.
all the.
Oh, you're like
the
control
weapons
finding
there.
it.
Yeah, control finding Tommy gun.
89, page 89.
80. Yeah, I just got that in the index. Funny enough, I do like the fact this book has a very well detailed index.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of RPG books do not. It has to be a throne. Be a throne.
Explosives?
Some sort
Homemade bomb?
yeah, be a homemade
So it's damage plus 3.
damage plus 3. Okay. Damage plus 3. I'm gonna say since that's a homemade bomb and this is just a fire bomb. This is just a.
And it's not an actual bomb.
It's not an actual bomb. I'm going to make that damage plus 2.
It is a wooden
That's
bow. If that would count.
It is a wooden bow, yeah, but still, I'm gonna do that. And damage plus 3. I haven't looked at this section as much as I probably should. And how does damage work again?
Damage is success plus however many successes plus your damage. So in this case, it would be 4 damage.
Be 4 damage total. Okay, so 4 damage, and I'm just gonna roll here. You want a high number, because that's 4 damage to the boat. I know how much HP it has, and the less HP it has, the better chances you have of hitting
An important
the
point.
of hitting the goods. So. So, you throw 3 bombs, like overhand, very quickly. They all hit almost simultaneously. One near the prow of the ship, right where a big, what looks to be where they would use cranes to get items in and out of the lower hold of the ship, is hit. Another is just on the general center structure, which is dry and furthest away from the water, so probably the best place to catch if you had to guess. And another one towards the rear, where you see kind of near the smokestack, so if you could get fired down into right below that, you might be able to hit wherever they're distilling. Unfortunately, I rolled a 4, which was very low for this. So it didn't catch this, so you didn't hit the goods. The ship is on fire, so it's taking a progressive 1 damage every round. And every time I'll roll, I went the lower and lower DC on this D20 until it catches. The question is, you have one more thing of actions you can do before people get out of their stupor of things now on fire and the boat's being attacked.
Okay, I'm going to ask
What do you
want
wanna
to
do?
this. Rival, do you want Larance to hit that mind tactics roll, or do you want him to start rowing the boat as hard as he can? Muted.
Okay. I'll start rowing the boat. You just start lobbing.
Okay. So Larance is going to swap positions with Roman, pick up more of the the firebombs, and just start chucking. Try and get them in the same places. So, front of the boat, the prow of the boat, where the crane was, the center structure, and then the rear of the boat near the smokestacks. He's going to try and be tactical with it and try and just keep tossing them as they keep going.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Could I take an aim action? Or no?
I'm going to say this is too quick. Is too quick. And also, you're doing multiple attacks. Technically, you wouldn't be able to do this if we were doing actual combat situation.
Fair enough.
So,
that's fair.
yes.
So, mind tactics.
Mind tactics, and we're going to see how.
2 more successes, so 4 more damage.
4 more damage. Cool. Okay. Another blow of Molotovs. I'm going to use Molotovs because that's the thing. That's the first thing I always think of. Romanovs. Throw with the Romanovs. It's kind of like speaking there. Thrown, and they strike, hit. Fire starts spreading. The gasoline that was inside of them is on the deck, has caught, and while some of the fires aren't as raging as you think, it's definitely there, and it's definitely a problem. It would take some time to put out, but let's roll here. That's another 4.
Damn it. Dice gods. Damn it.
Normally this guy
I sacrificed a
me.
small farm to you, goddamn.
But now that I'm rolling low, now that I want to roll low, it's rolling low. So maybe I just need to tailor the roll to the dice. And maybe that's better. Yeah, he doesn't normally roll that well.
You need to play some what's it called, roll low games with it, like
yeah, like a game. I don't know. Maybe that's something we can look into for something in the near future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
So, fire's catching, it's spreading, but even after your second attack, you've hit things critical, but you haven't put it out. You haven't put it out of business yet. It's recoverable. Like if they're on the ball, they can
salvage it, basically.
They can salvage it. Maybe not the boat, but they can salvage what's in it. Is basically the thing you don't want. You want the important bits to be destroyed, or at least
out of operation.
Yeah, or at least it's underwater and they have to spend a lot of time getting stuff out of there. So that's your second attack. That's the last one you get without them doing anything in return. So now the people on watch, they react because they can't miss this. they can't miss the fire.
With those last rolls.
No, they can't miss this. So you hear. You would expect it to be a very audible alarm initially. At least you would, Larance, because you've experienced like alarms, like people like attacks happening and alarms happening. That doesn't occur here because it's a clandestine operation that's illegal, and they're in a city, so they can't have a siren and they can't have a bell that they ring. So what you hear is on the shore, out of sight, on the other side of the ship, there's a car horn that starts blaring and then stops. Yeah, that sounds, if you're not right next to here, would just blend into the city, and they start blaring a horn. So I'm just gonna roll another observation check to see if they spot you on the river as you're going. Now they have still a hard shot. Like this would be difficult, but not that difficult because
is the smoke big enough to sort of obscure anything yet?
At this point, the boat itself, the smoke would be caused by like the actual wood catching fire and starting to burn off. But at this point, it's more so
It's gas fire. It's not.
the gas is caught and it's starting the fire elsewhere, and it hasn't burned off yet. So there's not a lot of smoke yet, but as time goes on, it will get harder because you'll start having things that actually produce a lot of smoke and that are more wet to do that. So let's just do this.
Let's do it.
Good.
Do it.
Two successes. So they spot you up in the crow's nest or the wheelhouse. They do that. You can't hear them. You're kind of far away, but you can hear the fact that people are kind of yelling over the sound of a fire, and it looks as though one person is pointing towards you. One of the guards is pointing towards you. They're not armed yet, but you definitely know you've been spotted. They know where you are on the river. So that was the boat's act. The boat takes an action, essentially, is what I'm doing here, because I don't want to do. I don't want to do 30 people's actions.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So unless we start getting into actual smaller scale combat. So what do you two want to do? And this time, I will say it's somewhat limited. You have to not necessarily combat actions, but you don't have a lot you can do in the time.
So Roman's rowing. Can I carte blanche a few of these firebombs at the end? Just toss them as fast as I can.
Roll a d6 for me.
2.
You don't have enough. You have one left. You had enough to get the ship on fire and possibly knock it out.
Do I toss this firebomb at the stills?
Yes.
Well, the stills are on the you can't see the stills, but you know where they are on the boat, like right next to the smoke.
That's what I mean. Like I can just, all right, I'm taking like I'm straight up like, straight aim action, just trying to get this thing on the stills, just make as good as I can. Would that be a mind shooting aim roll?
I would say it's a mind shooting.
Yeah.
Because you're actually aiming and you're not trying to like hit multiple targets or anything like this. This is an actual attack. Yeah, you would be just a normal, like a regular attack. Like take whatever you would take for a normal shooting attack. The firebomb doesn't really add anything.
Do you count the aim action to this, or is this too fast for me to count that? Because he is taking a second to try and get it on as best he can. Okay, cool, thank you. So because of the veteran gift, I get a D12, not a D8.
Okay.
So helpful. So mind shooting D12.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1. It's 1. It's 2. So that's 4 more damage.
4 more damage. Okay, 4 more damage. Ship takes. This one hits, definitely catches the area around it like firmly. Like it's not just like right now. It's the others could maybe they caught fire to things, but they could be controlled if they got to it quick enough. This one's definitely like hit something that was like bone dry, and
heat from the steel kept the wood dry.
Yeah, and it's just like kindling right there. So there's definitely an immediate reaction of just fire that starts. That's not gas. It's just like smoke starts pouring out where it hits almost immediately.
Larance literally says, "Got it," when that one goes up.
So the DC pretty low at this point for this to happen, but it's still a chance.
Come on, dice.
Basically, it's a 1 in 4 that it doesn't happen. So I got to roll below a 5. Let's say that.
Here comes another 4.
You know what? I think I can angle it. Don't pay attention to the dirty mat. Oop, damn it.
That one's gonna fall. I can't read the dice. It's a
That's
20.
a 20. It's a natural 20. It's because you gave that dice shit for rolling low.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. He says got it, and then poof.
Yeah, essentially, yes. That's what happens. Got it. Like you don't even get totally the last the last syllable out before
Got it.
before you see what it's odd because it's not just a one-time explosion. What happens is you see it's almost like a cook-off for a second beforehand. The fire catches, immediately goes up, lots of smoke. Got it. And then you see like a gout of flame for a split second, like that makes a noise, like and then
Yeah.
and then and the boat, you don't know if it does. You feel like it does. You can't say for sure, but it feels like it rises like a foot off of the water, like a foot up in the water before it starts going down in an odd angle towards you.
Oh. Roman, start rowing.
Roman's been rowing.
Yeah, yes.
Faster,
Actually, I
bro.
need you to make a body endurance check, Roman.
Oh boy.
That's it. I haven't got any endurance.
Oh, okay. So 2. All
Oh
right.
no, I think you guys are going in the drink.
Hold on.
My house is gonna smell like wet fur again.
Yeah.
So you say, Roman, keep rowing as you start seeing the boat, which was kind of somewhat settled on the floor of kind of a low high point in the river. When you blew it up, that part no longer holds it, and it starts sliding down the slope to the deeper part of the river towards you, and you see it start coming towards you, and in a weird way, Larence, since you're the one, or no, it would be both of you, since you're both kind of faced that way at this point. You see the people like in the wheelhouse are getting closer to you, because they didn't. It wasn't
They're
a big enough
just
explosion
shitting
that they got
themselves,
that they got tossed or anything. They're just like holding on as they're coming towards you.
They're like,
as
"Oh,
the boat's
fuck."
coming towards you. And
Switch! I grab a Tommy gun.
Yeah. He grabs the Tommy gun from the bottom of the boat and gets up.
And you get to sit down on the oars.
Yeah.
On the oars, because you're.
Yeah.
And I
Just
unload
flops
on
himself
the
down. Like, all right, let's do this.
well, before that happens, because I rolled for it, the back part of your boat gets clipped by the top part of that crane that was on the front of the boat. And you start taking on water. You don't fully go down because I didn't roll that well, but you start taking on water. You maybe have 1 or 2 minutes before this thing is full and it's going to the bottom.
Okay.
Like, it's a pretty
That's
big
enough.
hole.
I think that's enough for us to get away from here. I think, right? 1 or 2 minutes. Even if we have to trudge through a bit of the big muddy, it's fine with me as long as we get it far enough away they're not shooting at us.
Boat gets clipped. It gets jostled around a lot. There's now just like a leak coming into the boat, just like pressure. Roman, you've like chambered around this Tommy gun and you start unloading towards kind of just the general wheelhouse that the guards were in, and coming towards you. Just generally make an attack roll for me. I just want to see if
That'd be
these
speed
guys
shooting, I
did.
assume.
Yeah, it'd be speed shooting.
Or would he just use a Tommy gun roll because it's a Tommy gun attack?
If he has a Tommy gun roll program, then you can just use a Tommy gun roll.
I do. So it's a speed Tommy gun, or just Tommy
Just
gun.
No, you just
gun,
use
that should
just use the
automatically-
Tommy gun roll. It should automatically have it.
Yeah. Hey, 3 successes.
3 successes plus
Oh,
2.
does that include the ammo die?
It looks like it. No, the ammo dice
it-
would be a D6.
Yeah. So I need.
That is there is a D6 in there,
That's his speed.
that's a speed. Yes. So 1 more D6.
Hey, 4
5.
successes.
4 successes plus 2, 6
damage.
6 damage. Just generally doing it. I'm just gonna see. Yeah. Okay. So you just unload a long burst across towards them. The one cat that was like holding on, and that was originally pointing on you, and then came within like maybe like 30 feet from you. At this point, you just like, and he just goes into the drink.
Wait. Sirenscape, Wilhelm scream. I need it. I need the Wilhelm scream.
Where is it?
There we go.
There we go. He's gone.
Yeah.
Wilhelm! No!
German immigrants in North America.
Yeah.
Yeah. You unload that. You start moving. I need Larence to make a
Body endurance.
check to see how far you go here, and then the boat is going to take an
One
action.
success.
What animal is Wilhelm?
Just the one
It was
success.
He was a cat. He was
Yeah,
a
just
cat.
one success, unfortunately. But hey, it was
Just
it was
one
a good
success. Okay, so you start making. Okay, so you're a little bit further away. Just make check here. Okay, so the boat is definitely it's on its it's not good. In terms of like health, like to there. It's just like it's essentially at this point it's a game where it's just seeing X's appear on the crew to a ship that's slowly going down.
Yeah. Everyone's on fire. It's a bad time.
Yeah, it's a ship management game, and it's just like, oh no. So that happens. One of the guards has enough wherewithal to take an aim and a shot at you.
Is his weapon effective at this range?
Yes, because you
He's
had a
the one
Tommy
with
gun, which was so he's got a rifle.
Oh yeah,
Because I had a rifle in the wheelhouse.
It did.
So I'm just gonna double check the dice for a.
I think it's
hunting
body
rifle.
speed or body will for
Speed shooting.
Speed-
Ammo D4, damage +3. So
it's a hurdy one.
yeah, so he's got 2d6 and a d4. Okay. So that's 2 successes. And
Who are you hitting?
I need you both to roll a dice.
Do you want us to roll the heads or tails dice?
Nope, I just need you to roll 2d20s.
16.
Okay. And Roman, roll a d20. I just
You
need
did
you
say-
to roll.
You said
I said
two.
I need you
D20s.
both. I need you, as in you two, to roll a d20 each, because it'd be just d20. Roll one.
Take
more.
the
You
11.
didn't make that
18.
clear.
Yeah. Okay. Roman's being targeted. It was whoever got the highest
Fine.
roll. So you can roll your speed evasion if you
Or
would
body
like.
to, and if you don't do that, then you can use body to soak, and then your actual soaks.
6.
Okay, yeah, you do have evasion. I knew you did.
Hey,
3 successes.
so nothing.
3 successes. No, because it has he got 2 successes on his shooting, and the hunting rifle is damage +3.
So it's
He had
5. So he has 2 damage to soak.
Yes, do 2
And he
damage
can
to
use
soak.
his- He uses body.
You can use
skill.
your body endurance
Yeah.
to soak, and then
and then his
and then
actual
you have-
soaks.
Wait,
And then your
did
actuals.
any of the dice beat a 6?
yes.
The D8.
He got-
did.
Well, he had 2d6 and a he still doesn't matter because it's a cumulative on that, because he got a 5. He hit 5 damage to him, so he negated 2 of it.
Okay.
He negated 2 of it.
So you have 2 damage to soak still, so you can roll your body dice to soak 1 more if you
He
succeed.
negated 3 of it, but yeah,
I'm confused.
Should be. It is a bit awkward at times.
it's a bit awkward. Yes, we don't do a lot of combat in this system.
Okay, so I have
Body
5
dice.
soaks.
Just roll
no,
your body dice. You see, it says in there soaks body, roll 4s and over to soak damage.
Yep.
So so you've only got 1 damage left to soak.
Yeah.
So you have a soak in there that says like I have a wind at
2
-1, which means that soaks 1 damage for me.
Well, I'm looking at your sheet.
Injury.
You've got an injury and a panic.
I'm not panicking. I am Roman.
Well, the way you could do this, the way soaks work, is you could panic, which means you soak the damage and you don't take an injury, or anything like that, and you just kind of have to take a moment to
Recover.
Someone has to rally you.
recover. Yeah, have to recover, or you take an injury and then you're injured. But you'll also be out of, if you take another attack, that's a soak 4, which means you don't have that if you do get hit like hard next time.
Fine.
Like, that's
Also,
kinda how
I
it
will
works.
point this out that Larence has 2d6 and 2d8s in rally. He can get you back up in the fight.
Immediately.
Yeah. Because
I'm not gonna panic. Roman's gonna take
Give me
a
a
fall
phone.
and bang his head on the boat.
If that fails, Larence, give me
stay
a
still.
Roman,
Discombobulated.
don't panic.
give
We
me
can
a
say
phone
Roman's
call.
a little, Roman's a little discombobulated. A shot came really close, and he kind of just like went back, and you kind of smacked the back of your
there
head.
you go.
on the
Thank you very
bench.
much. That's out because Roman don't panic.
Yeah. So you
Roman
did
don't
that.
have blood in his veins. He has ice water.
it's no wonder he's so
And
damn
hate.
cold all the time, cuddling up against the fire all the fucking time. Bastard hugging all the warmth.
Yeah. All right, and I just need to know what you two are doing now.
So I'm going to use my first action to rally Roman.
Okay.
So I'm just going to make a rally roll. I need 1 success, I believe. 4 successes.
That works.
You just kind of like pull Roman up a little bit, like kind of get him seated. Like
I just grab him with one hand and pick him up, and then I just go back to rowing.
I imagine they shot his flat cap off and you caught it and put it back on.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just here you go, Roman.
So it was honestly a good shot that guy made in a very adverse situation.
Right. And now I'm going to attempt to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
So, body endurance.
Body endurance.
1. 2 successes.
2 successes. Cool. So you actually make a good distance at this point. You are not caring about making noise.
No, he is just full on like swim, like row, like full on
Just
boat
row.
row. He's going
Yeah.
for it.
row. Just like actually
Yeah,
keeping
he is
a
dragon
rhythm.
boating it. He is
Yeah.
putting his entire like back into
Got
this.
Got it. Okay, cool. So you actually make a good amount of distance there, which would put all medium weapons completely out of range. So, you got that. What is Roman doing? Your Tommy gun is no longer in range. Essentially, by the time you get back up, you've already made a good distance at that point. You would be like kind of just spraying and praying.
Lawrence, put your hat back on, and then it's just like, all right, we're moving.
I mean, spraying and parrying is pretty much the only thing we can do to try and keep people's heads down.
Okay, I'll just let you just go ahead and make like a go ahead and make a speed presence roll.
You'll say hello to my little friending this.
Yep.
Fails.
Oh, so close.
Okay. So close to critical where it's just the weapon jams or something. So you
fuck.
do that. You do that. Essentially, you're trying to lay down like a cover fire to keep people's heads down there that might look at you, but it's a boat. It's not as effective. You're kind of just
I'm dealing with a concussion.
you're just kind of peppering the general area, and it's not. The volume of fire is really low. It's a Tommy gun. It's one Tommy gun. So okay, you got that. I'm just gonna make another thing on the boat, because why? Because this is. Okay, that's a natural 1, which is bad. So it's very bad.
That's verbatim.
So just hold on, I gotta roll dice.
Oh no, he's got to roll dice, folks. Everyone at home, be scared.
Yeah, I know. This will
Okay.
be a good cliffhanger right here. So that was 4 successes on 4d8s,
Okay.
which okay. Trying to calculate this. All right. So you see the boat somewhat settles on like another flat patch, and it's like a quarter. It's like at this point the water's definitely over the the deck. It's lopsided at this point. There's a big hole in the back, but the water must have been delayed in coming in. It's still pouring in slightly, but like there's an air pocket. The fire's it must be still going on below deck from that explosion, and another explosion happens at the main boiler, which was under the main structure. You hit the secondary boiler, so the main boiler goes up, which is a lot bigger of an explode. Yes, it's very big. So I'm gonna need you both to soak 2 damage.
Okay. I'm going to use my body and then endurance.
Okay, you can roll that, and Roman, you can roll your body and see if you soak at least 1. If you want.
I am fine.
Okay, you're fine.
Fuck you, explosion.
So you have to take your injury soak. You have to take your injury soak.
Injury soak, yeah.
Yeah, you take your injury soak.
It's getting shrapnelled.
Essentially, you get back up, do covering fire, and right when you see it right when it happens, just the boat kind of fireball, and you don't your brain doesn't begin making memories again until you're on the boat floor, and it's just white, and you've got like a bit of deck wood right in the shoulder as
Can I do a Batman and just go?
I would say this is a pretty big hit. It's not that badass, but you're like, oh wow. Then you're just right back. It's a hit. It's a hit. That's
this
not
shit
good.
hurted. That shit hurted.
Take it out. Here, souvenir.
Fuck off, Roman.
You look at Larence. He's fine.
There's he just looks over his shoulder at you while he's rowing.
There's a Roman-shaped shield in front of him. That just happened.
There's a bit of shrapnel stuck in his shoulder. And he just goes, all right, where was I?
And as that happens, yeah. And as that happens, you continue rowing, which gets progressively harder and harder. As the boat slowly starts going deeper into the water, as you start getting further away.
Do I remember if there's a sewer exit around here somewhere that I can?
I'm going to say we'll get to that. We'll get to that after the break. We will fade to black slightly on you, just like rowing a sinking
going
boat.
down.
Yeah,
rowing while the boat's sinking.
While I do that, enjoy this little midpoint break here. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes time. Use this time, grab yourself a drink, whatever you need to do, and we will see you in a moment. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the second half of tonight's broadcast. We are back as the lights fade back in on a sinking vessel in the Big Muddy.
The nights, well, it fades back in, and I need both of you to make a either body endurance check or a speed endurance check.
Right. Fuck, that was almost a 10.
So a D6, in other words, for me.
So one success from
I
Larence.
suppose so.
Could
Hey,
I add my personality to this?
Jaded?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that does kind of fit because it is like and of course.
Two successes. Hey,
That's
Robo
great.
got a success. Nice.
We got a 6. Great, because the DC was 1. So the DC was 1. It's basically
You know
as
what?
if you totally failed, you drown.
You know what? I'm fine. I am totally fine with using my personality on that roll.
Yeah. So what happens? We fade back in on Larence doing a fairly good like good form swim, like doing the thing where you just paddle
Doggy paddle.
coming
It's
out
doggy
like
paddling.
yeah. It's coming out. Well, I was gonna say actually Rome is the one doing a doggy paddle, but with like one hand because he's holding on to his shoulder. And he's just like
Actually, no. It'd make more sense to do that because that's the hurt shoulder.
yes. Just kind of bring yourself as in the background, kind of like cinematically illuminating behind you is just the north side of the river on fire. It's just
Did I do that?
just from on fire, and you just hear what was just the sound of fire, which by itself is not loud, really. It's a constant like hum or like a rumble, like in the
You
low
fade it
end.
out after a time.
You fade out after a time. The city awakens around that. It starts coming up. You start hearing things like you start hearing police whistles from up and down river, bells, which probably sound like if you had to think about it, probably like a fire alarm bell going off nearby. Because it's Chicago, so by this point they actually had not modernized their fire department system, so it was still very localized, and half of them were probably still using Clydesdales. At this point. Chicago did not modernize. Chicago did not modernize for a while when it came to the fire department. There's a reason why the Chicago fires and stuff like that were very well known. They kind of it was really bad. But the bells are going off and lights are turning on the few residential buildings around here. You've definitely got you've got a problem on your hands as you start paddling towards the shoreline. Is now you have to get out of here without anybody being able to tie you to this. Right now, this is a industrial accident for a this is an industrial accident of an illegal booze production facility. It just a spark caught and it went up. But if somebody finds out you were attached to it, maybe they could tie it to certain things. So you got to get out. So you are nowhere near the original planned point that you were going to get to the car at this point, because you only had about a minute before that boat went down after you took that hit, and so you're probably multiple city blocks away from that car. What do you two want to do? And take in mind, because of the way the soaks work, you can't say no to this. Roman is visibly injured.
Yeah.
Like he is just visibly injured. It doesn't negatively affect any of your stats or rolls.
Roman
but
looks
you
like
are-
he's
you have blood.
Yeah,
you've got blood coming down your arm, and it's very noticeable. Like there is an actual puncture wound that happened there. So that happened. So how are you going to be doing this?
So how many blocks is it to the car?
Just hold on. I'm just gonna roll a d8 and add 3 because that's Okay. You've got 8 city blocks between you and the car. It was a 5. So it's a fair distance because you specifically parked it as far away as possible so you could just drift to it and then you get away. Like it wasn't a thing. So you've
got any sewer access around here?
Make a luck check. Just roll the heads or tails.
Which one's that? Is that
That's
the one with the
plus minus at the end, yep.
Yeah, plus minus. Or the fate die, because that's from the fate system.
Plus.
Okay. There's one not necessarily nearby, but it's closer than the car. The problem is the car is like on the waterfront. Sewer entrance is a little bit inside of the district, and this is the part of the district that has residential places. So you basically have to weigh yourself. You have a shorter distance to one or a longer distance to another, but the longer one has an overall less heat kind of level. So you're basically going short and
risky,
Potentially
and high
dangerous.
risk,
Yeah.
long and low risk. So it's just
Larence will carry Roman if he needs to.
Roman will die before that happens.
That's fine with Larence.
All right, let's get to the car.
All right.
okay.
Lawrence still has
So-
a shotgun on his back and is carrying his Tommy still. He didn't
Yeah,
let that
you're
go.
noticeably armed as well. So that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm just going to make a couple of rolls.
He will
here.
he will like pull the slide on the Tommy and turn it upside down to try and get some of the water out of it.
Oh God, it's waterlocked. The shot. By the way, actually, that's a good point. The shotgun is unusable at this point because these are old shotgun shells. Those are
Oh, they're
not
powder. They're
water-
paper, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, they're not.
paper.
They're not powder. They're metal, but the front of it is a paper wad.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So like he
'Cause
will
the
just
plastic
cycle.
ones have
He will just
the
cycle
wads,
it
see.
and get the
Yeah, those shells
out of
are useless. All the shells you have on you are just like they're waterlogged. You went in the drink. You can't use those at this point.
it. He will keep the shotgun because
You
it's
can keep. Yeah,
expensive.
the shotgun itself mechanically works, but you have no ammunition for it at this point.
That's fine. He would rather not throw out the shotgun because it's expensive.
Yeah, if we're gonna say anything, all your weapons mechanically work fine. All the I would say all the ammunition works fine for all of them, but the shotgun. But the guns will probably. What I'm gonna say is that the ammo dice has to go down by 1.
Okay.
Essentially, it's you have a higher chance of jamming until you go in here and you start getting like because it's a muddy river. You've got like muddy water and stuff like that build up a
Really?
lot
The
of
big
sediment.
muddy is muddy?
Yes.
So my pistol. All right. So basically, my pistol
Oh,
goes down
shut
from a
up.
D8 to a D6, and my Tommy gun goes from a D8 to a D6 because I have ammo conservation. So it's not too big of a loss for me.
I'll say the minimum you can have is a D4. So I think Roman, you just have a D4 on your pistol for ammo dice. So it doesn't really matter. So you start going along the riverbank. Are you actually getting off of the riverbank and like getting on like the riverside road to it? Or are you just sticking like actually on the riverbank?
I think we'll stick on the riverbank because there's probably reeds and stuff we could hide in if we need to.
You have a little higher chance. Yeah. So
Lawrence will literally throw himself on the ground. He does not care at this point.
yeah, Roman might not want to at this point. Antibiotics are still pretty new.
Yep. He was already in the big money. It's already infected at this point.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's a sewage. That's a lot of sewage. So, okay, I'm just trying to think of this. All right. This is going to be a similar situation to you going through the obstacle course, the obstacles to the river, except I'm going to need you to take away one of your highest die from the check because you have Roman who is injured, which is going to hinder your ability to be stealthy. Just in general, you're less mobile. You've got an arm that's essentially immobilized there. You just need to, so you're not moving as fluidly as possible. So either that or you just don't. Roman cannot provide the D8 help action at this point. You're trying to essentially Roman isn't hurting anything, but you're just neutral at this point. You don't help or hinder. So for this
What is
check,
the
so I need you. So I'm going to need you to make a I'm gonna say, since you decided to take the long route, you can use your mind evasion.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this right now. Larence has a mind dice, and that's it.
Do any of you have evasion?
Yay! I actually have you beat on something for a change.
So what I'm thinking here is Larence assists Roman. That would give him a D12, which is immediately taken away. So he still gets his
You still get a
mind
D8.
observation dice.
Well, mind
evasion
mind
dice.
evasion.
Yeah, which
And-
is 2d8s and 2d6s.
Yeah. So essentially, because you're helping him, he just has a flat roll instead of having
Yeah.
to take away one die.
So I'm going to roll
That's
my
good.
mind, and hopefully that works. Yes. So Roman,
Okay.
you're just rolling mind evasion.
Not a good start.
It's gonna really suck if you guys get arrested
Better
after
start.
such an
Two.
epic. Okay, 2. All right, it's not bad. So you're going along for a while, along the river, and it feels like a distance. But the thing is, when you look back, you actually haven't made. It's not that far, because that or the fire is a lot bigger than you think, because it's still pretty large on the horizon over there. As you start going, you can tell coming up is the end of the natural shore or bank of this river. It transitions into an artificial key essentially at that point. So you'll have to get up onto pavement for the next leg of the journey. Essentially, you've been very strategic, sticking to reeds and staying out of light, but there is a natural end to that at this point. You're starting to get into that's a slightly more built up area that doesn't have that there. So there's a way up. That's not a problem. Now you're on the pavement, and the city is awake at this point. There's been a large explosion. It's honestly,
Sorry.
You could hear it for a long way in the city. So you hope that you hit pretty close to the time that meeting was taking place, or that part of the plan
It's fucked.
is that issue here, because it's not that far away from the meeting point. So you're on the bank, or you're off the bank, you're on pavement. You've got a couple of city blocks to go before you get to the vehicle. I'm going to roll here because this is a residential area, which means there is, by very nature, at least one Flatfoot somewhere around here. So I'm going to roll and see if he's nearby. If he does, he can make a check to see if he can spot you. If he isn't, then you can move on to the next section of this journey. So
It's very
high or
tense
low?
journey.
High or low?
Rival, you want to call or will I?
You do it. I've been rolling terrible, so sod it.
Low.
Low? Okay. You start moving. You are along basically it's not a pier, but it's almost like a touristy little section of the river where there's a little railing and a couple of like chairs and benches and stuff to look out onto the river. Honestly, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It might have been here for longer than the opposite side of the river had been developed. Maybe it was looking on bare banks before, but now it's just looking onto storage and warehouses. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. But poor design or poor city planning aside, it's helping you kind of stealth around and kind of keeping low here. Mind observation from both of you.
I have the same dice. So, mind observation.
2.
2, 1. Okay. Roman, you notice, almost too late, you hear somebody coming towards you, not directly at you, almost as if like somebody doesn't see you, but they're running in the direction towards you, like as a like in a parallel path, just kind of going like that. From the sound profile, because you would kind of know this, is definitely a cop. There's jangling, like he's got keys or some handcuffs on there, and they have reinforced shoes, so it's making a clacking on that pavement. How do you want to do this? Like, how do you want to try and avoid it? Do you want to try and blend in, total like shadow, or what?
Well, let's think about this. So, is he gonna like literally come right past us?
Thoughts to you. He'll be within like 15 feet of you. It's dark. It'll be within he'll be like within 15 feet. It's dark. But
both of our beasts are dark furred. That's another thing as well. Larance is gray furred, you're black furred. So there is a little bit of natural camouflage there.
You are soaking wet. you are soaking wet, and one of you is injured.
And we're all carrying firearms.
And you are obviously carrying firearms at this point. But there is a lot of random city planning, like kitschy stuff nearby. So you have options. We're just asking you what you want to try and do.
I think we should try and avoid the police officer, personally.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I approve this idea.
So I basically grab Larance with my good hand.
Ow.
Yeah.
And drag him like in that kind of sharp, janky move to get him behind something as quickly as possible. Okay. And as we're coming in, shut up, cop.
Yeah, there's like a little newsstand that's closed up, but it's wide enough, like it's deep enough that you can get behind it, and there's a little shadow that you can kind of hide in. So I'm gonna need to make some. You're gonna need to make some sneaky checks here. So it's going to be. I'm gonna say it's speed evasion on here. Whoever wants to take the lead can take the lead.
I'm going to assist again, because if I fail, I do not cause any negatives.
And I've got 3d6 and a d8 for my roll.
So that was what, speed evasion? Right, I have a speed die and that's it. I succeed. So Roman, you are coming. You are
fuck
yeah! Come on!
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh hell yeah! Okay. And what you get another
3.
You don't because
I don't because I'm injured.
12
because you're injured. Yeah. Remember that's going to be a thing we're doing for
hey, that's another good reason that's success happens, because otherwise he would have just gotten 2d6s on that roll.
Well, no, he would have gotten 3.
He would have 3d6s, but he would have dropped.
Which would still have been 2 successes. Which,
listen, we're here to make things work.
Yeah. So this guy just has 2d6. So I'm just going to see if he gets really high on here.
2d6s. I think he has the chance. Maybe
he's had a chance at that point, but 6 and a 2. So no, he did not. So he's like he's running, not full run. He's like doing like kind of like a half jog, while keeping an eye. Like there's a fireball. Like there's a big fire like in the distance. So he's going to render aid and see what the hell's going on. Like whatever he's doing, catching like a mugger or something like that, is definitely less interesting than what's happening there. So he's a night shift guy. He's definitely bored out of his mind. So he goes by and give it like a couple beats, and he doesn't turn or not. Like you were totally in his peripheral and in a shadow. And he was going by somewhat quickly. And he keeps going, and it starts to fade. He didn't see you. Or he didn't, or if he did see you, or if he did see you, he didn't care enough to stop. He didn't look conspicuous.
He didn't see
enough.
the guns or anything, so.
Yeah. You might have been a bum or something on the street.
All right, we gotta be quick. There'll be more cops coming.
Let's move.
Okay. Do you want to reevaluate your target to the sewer, or you want to still go for the car?
Get to the car.
Get to the car. Okay.
As things have kind of progressed, Roman's now aware he's fairly badly injured. He's been in dirty water. He's probably not feeling too great. Blood loss.
Yeah.
And everything. Getting to the car is more likely to get him aid than going into another dirty place, even though it's probably safer down there for them.
Okay. That's a good.
Is there a payphone nearby?
You'd have to search for it, which would slow you up.
Never mind then. But if at this point, do you think Roman would care at this point if Larence just went fuck it and just picked him up and ran?
Yeah, because Roman can still walk.
Yeah, but he's slow.
Slow, but he's not incompetent.
Wait, two guys walking along the street late at night from a distance aren't going to cause any suspicion. Someone carrying someone late at night.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe when we get closer to the car, I'll just be like, fuck it, we'll just run. But right now, we'll get a bit closer.
Toss caution to the wind.
When we get closer to the car, yeah, fuck it, you can run to the car, get it
Pumping
started.
out.
I can fall in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like once we're like 2 blocks away, Larence is just gonna go full belt endurance. Just like, all right, I'm putting my feet into this.
You're not there yet. You still have to get through the urban jungle to
roll credits.
Yeah, so that's all we got time for this week.
That's the end of the campaign.
Damn it. That's how we should have been closing off every episode with. That's all we've got time for this week on another episode of Urban, like one of those old Saturday morning cartoons.
Or not is also fine.
Yeah, we don't think ahead enough for that.
No, you don't plan enough for that shit.
Yeah. Okay, so you continue going. I'm just gonna need another. I'm gonna need a mind evasion check because again you're not
again.
Yeah, because you're gonna be doing this.
All right, that's a 1. Nothing happens because it's team player.
So Roman, do a mind evasion check, and then one of the d8s doesn't count. We're gonna say the first one doesn't count. Okay.
So his mind dice doesn't count.
Mind dice doesn't count.
Oh no.
We said it before the roll went out, so it was yeah. But
You could add his personality to this,
I
maybe.
was gonna say, can he use dark? This is him.
Sorry.
This is me in my element.
That's true, it is. I would say.
Hell, I could use torpedo because I've just done the whole thing.
Torpedo. Yeah, I was gonna say torpedo is already included in all your skills as a thing that you got for torpedo.
Streetwise.
Streetwise, I think that has a specific description. Let me check. Academics or evasion to know or recognize criminal elements.
Evasion.
Academics are of observation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said evasion. I'm sorry.
Observation. So no, that's more like to know how the street works or know how the hierarchy is, kind of thing. Not the
Danger
action.
sense.
No, I'll allow dark. I was gonna say I'll allow dark, which means the first roll succeeds because you dropped the highest roll since you're injured right now, which is 1 success, which succeeds because you're in I'm rolling to see activity on the street as we go. The DC's pretty high for this because you're not in the center of the residential area. But I have more of these to roll.
Okay.
So essentially, you go by for a while. You're not as stealthy as you were before. You're starting to get a little bit like, you had a little lightheadedness for a second, just a little bit. But you were lucky enough in the fact that at least this stretch, nobody is out on the street either. They're taking a alternate route to go and check what's going on, or they don't care at this. You're this far away from it, so. You got that at least. Just one more here. Okay. I need another one from Roman.
Right.
And again,
you make the assist roll.
We drop the first.
You drop the D12.
So you get all your dice.
3.
3 successes. Okay, good.
Jesus.
That's about right. That's about right.
It's kind of odd from the outside looking in is what people would assume would be the injured person taking second fiddle to the escape is not what's happening. Roman, with your expertise in being stealthy and trying to evade,
He's just holding you up.
You're guiding him in some ways. You're guiding Larence in a lot of ways through it. You're more like being you're like, oh no, don't go there, kind of like or like guiding him a little bit.
Let's cross right here. No, not yet. Keep going.
It's Yoda in the backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. The force is strong with you, little one.
What?
So
I mean, it makes
Moshe's
sense.
just going,
Lawrence,
anyway.
anyway,
Lawrence isn't
Understand.
anyway sneaky or stealthy. This makes perfect sense.
yeah. Okay. Last one.
All right, assist
Are
again.
you taking this? Well, no. There's a question. Are you taking it stealthy so you both get to the car at the same time, or are you doing the thing where you're just bolting it?
I think we should take it stealthy. Personally.
You think so?
Hasn't failed you yet.
Yeah, you'll see Lawrence kind of like eye up the like last few streets before the car, and he'll look at Roman, and Roman will shake his head, and he'll just keep.
Give me a
going
mind
stealthily.
observation check. I'll let you do a snap one.
For me or for him?
No, for you said you were observing, so I'm gonna say that's Lawrence.
Sorry.
It's all right.
2.
You do spot something.
He like looks around the corner.
You see 2 individuals standing next to the car.
I immediately put my hand out. People at the car.
Of course there is.
One of them is on their is on their knee and is on the driver's side door.
They're trying to steal it. Okay, buddy. Time to act like... Well, you. Go get him, Fido.
Sick 'em, boy.
So the question is, how are you wanting to do this? You could sneak up on him or something like that. There's a lot of different ways you could go about it, or you could just not be stealthy at all and you are
Roman
done.
would want to do it stealthy because we're trying to escape. And he has a silenced pistol.
True. Do you want to leave?
Lawrence
bodies?
will be the distraction. He is just going to walk up. Well, actually, no. Wait. Would he put down the shotgun and the Tommy gun first?
Yes.
Question is, do you want to
He's
try?
going to give them the Roman.
Because there are intimidation checks and stuff like that. They look to be trying to steal the car.
Okay, here's the plan. You go up, get him to focus on you. I'll play up behind him. Blunt gun to the back of the head. Make it very clear. They're not going to live longer if they don't run.
Got it.
I'm gonna see Larence's face.
He has his
So-
mask still, remember?
Oh, you've got mask.
Yeah. He's not. They're not that stupid, bitch. Come on now.
Okay, I need.
So I
Lawrence,
need
you to.
So
I
Lawrence
need
is going to wait a couple seconds to let Roman circle.
Yeah.
Then he's going
here-
to walk up.
I've got to do an
Thing.
evasion.
You need to do a speed evasion check. You drop the highest, or you drop the first D8 because it's the highest die. So
1, 2.
2. Okay, cool.
So
Well, you said speed evasion, not mind evasion.
It works either way, actually.
Cool.
It should be speed evasion for this. Mind evasion was you
You've got
tactfully.
3 5s, you're dropping a 5.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay, not that you needed that. So I need Lawrence to make a body presence roll.
Okay. I've already used my personality, so
Yes.
can't use that one. Veteran wouldn't apply. That's fine. 1. Presence.
Okay. Yes.
1. But it's a high roll. It's a 7.
It's a 7. Against their 1 die of a 1, you
Larance just walks up to him.
you beat them handedly in this check, which means essentially, Roman, you're coming around and you see this. Larance comes out of kind of like the shadow of a building, mask on, Tommy gun, hat, Tommy gun, and then a shotgun over his shoulder. Like coming to this car, obviously. They don't know the shotgun's empty.
Nope.
They don't know the shotgun's empty. They know the shotgun's empty, and these guys are not organized monsters. They are, they are
Petty
teenage. They are petty thieves. They are young petty thieves. So they rolled a 1 on a d6 to not get intimidated immediately, and they see Larance coming out of the shadow with his 7 on that die, which beats them a lot. Roman, you don't even get behind them when it's immediate. Yeah,
They see me and they're like, whoa, God.
the lookout goes. The lookout doesn't even warn his friend. He's like, shit, and he just like bolts. And then the friend like looks over his head, he trips, goes on the ground, and he starts running. And like
They should have worn the brown pants.
Yep.
you don't even get in position, Roman. They pass you as you're trying to get in position, like in front of you, and just like right down.
And I immediately get in the car, turn the key.
I get in the passenger side. Take the roundabout route back to the Alderman's house.
I reach into like the back seat and just grab like some cloth or whatever. Here.
Stay under the speed limit. Don't
Yep.
run any lights.
You got it.
2 friends out for a drive.
Larance is going to take it really slowly. He's not going to try and be fancy. It's as slow as possible. Doing it all that way. Takes the mask off.
Yeah. There's one last roll for you to get out of here cleanly.
Okay.
And this is why having the car's condition mattered. You need to make a mind transport check, and you get a bonus d6.
Okay.
You've got
So
to
this is
start
2d6s.
the car without it going.
Well, no, this isn't. This is about just knowing the rules of the road, not being
Not
able
blowing
to
any
look
lights, not being too fast.
inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Just going the roundabout route.
So it was mind d6, right?
mind d6 essentially, yes.
Because I don't have any transport die. So
You don't have any transport die.
it's 1.
Okay.
Oh, it's 1. Just 1. 1 success.
It's 1. Luckily for you, because you caused a minimal amount of distractions to the route to the car, didn't draw any attention to yourselves on the exfil of from the ambush preserve from the sabotage. You didn't increase the DC. Nobody's looking for 2 people here. Nobody's looking for 2 individuals that were nearby or anything like that, or going towards or going away from the explosion or anything. So you are not stopped as you roll on and we fade. Hours earlier. Yeah. Yeah. Red, you had a question. Lena wanted to phone somebody.
Right at the beginning, she said that she was going to be by a payphone, so when the meeting started, she could ring back.
She could ring back to Andrews.
So I could.
Andrew, then he could send the guys out.
Oh no! With the way that the timing would work, they'd have to be in position first because they have to.
Could we have
Like,
been next
go
to a
down.
payphone on the street somewhere so Andrews could have called that payphone?
The problem would have been that the time it would have taken you to then get downriver would be much later than the.
Basically, the problem you're having right now is you're not sure either one of these will go off without the other being discovered. And if one gets discovered beforehand or triggers beforehand, then it could affect the other one. So like if the sneaking team gets discovered, maybe they could call into the boat, and the boat's now on high alert, which makes everything we just did a lot harder kind of thing. So basically, you wanted to do it where you have a general idea of when the meetings go down. So basically, you just kind of timed it.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, our first and primary objective from the rewrites was to take out the brewing. This is secondary, essentially.
Yeah, this is secondary, yes. And you've rolled so well on gathering information, everything like that. You've got it down to within a span of about 2 hours where you think the meeting's going to take place. Basically, where the mayor doesn't have anything going on according to his calendars, and he's not out. There's a lot of different effects that kind of like narrowed it down to a span of time. Maybe I didn't convey that well enough, but yeah, that wasn't necessary. Essentially, you just kind of got that prepped. So, Andrews.
Okay. Hello.
Right. So everybody's gone. You're alone in the house.
The river must be flowing quite loud tonight. It's really close to my house.
Hold on. Hold on.
Fed up. Thank you.
He's just vibing to some records in the corner, just relaxing.
No, I've not got the like. I'm at my desk staring at the phone.
Yeah. So Andrew, so is that what you're doing? Like for this time, like everybody leaves. Everybody leaves, and you know it's going to be a bit before anything happens or anything goes by. So what is Andrew's doing during that maybe like 2 hours? You don't expect anything to be happening. Like what's his night at that point? I'm
guessing I'm eating dinner from the cooks made dinner.
I think we established the you didn't have the chefs come out.
Oh, that's
or
right.
Like,
I have made a very I've made a very poor sandwich of leftover deli meat. I am in my office. I have my signed baseball from Bruce Babeson, famous pig baseball pitcher, and I am just bouncing it across the wall of my office and catching it. I am just waiting
That's not
things
how
out.
baseball works.
Jack's trying.
I'll allow it. You're Ciscoing it. You're throwing it up and then you're catching it.
Yeah.
Throwing it out.
That's what I mean.
I'm Ciscoing it. Yeah.
I'm Great Escape.
Yeah,
I'm great escaping it, and I'm staying away from the windows, but the lights are like the house is visibly lit. Like, I'm not trying to be on lookout. Everything is locked. I'm just waiting for phone calls. Like,
you're just waiting. You're just sitting in your house. You're in your office. You're just like not even next to the window. You're just kind of off to the side, surrounded by your books, your law books, your documents, your globe with alcohol. Are you drinking?
Not tonight. I will have one in celebration if needs be, but
you got a nice unopened bottle in there waiting, just so you don't have to taste that bad Canadian wine again.
Exactly that.
And the thing is, 2 hours isn't a long time. The problem is when you're waiting for something, it's forever.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so when potentially lives of your friends or maybe coworkers, employees, however you want to view them, are at stake under technically your orders. As you just kind of stare, toss the ball every so often, waiting, ticking of a clock in the office, just ticking, like not even like a wall clock, that like those ones that are on the desk.
No, it's an old mahogany grandfather clock in the corner. That's what it is. Yeah.
In your office, of course you'd be that person. Not even like in the hallways, like in your office. Yeah, just like ticking by. The night is honestly, it's pretty nice out when you look out the window. You've got like it's dark, not too bright, not too dark. You wish it might have been darker before this happened, but you didn't pick the time. It's a little mist every so often, kind of wets the windows and the leaves on the tree right outside the window. Make a mind observation check.
Oh god, I don't do those. I
You
don't
see an
have that.
explosion in the distance.
Well, I do have a D4. Okay. Mind. Nope.
Okay. Just looking out there, you see like a car must have taken a corner nearby, so the light kind of just shines across the tree for a second, and you know, it's honestly peaceful. And you wait another little while. Feels like hours at this point. When you look at the clock, it's only been 5 minutes since the last time you looked. And you know you need to do something, or you're gonna go crazy in this room without anything to do. You're at this point, you're like, I need something to distract myself, because it's not even an hour and a half to the point where I expect anything to happen, kind of situation. So what does Jack do when he needs to distract himself and he can't go outside?
Jack's gonna go to one of the top shelves of his bookcases and retrieve an old photo album, and start going through photos of his time back at university, from being on the time on the boxing team, doing some of the rowing team, you know. There's a photo of him and one of his older brothers on his first day of court. It's of his first court case, and it's just going through memories, living it up, sort of living through the memories. But there is always that uneasy eye looking back at the phone.
Yeah, the phone, then look at the clock, and then back. You do that for a while. You go through the photo album, you're looking through it all. It's passing the time a little bit. But you remember, your family photo album is downstairs in the den. You keep it on a shelf on one of the public bookcases down there.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get the end of this miscellaneous photo album as you go through, just kind of reliving memories. Start remembering your family, your grandfather, grandmother, your father.
Okay.
You know, what they did and how they kind of set you up for everything, and now you're kind of in this situation, almost of your own making.
I'm gonna go to my concealed weapon in the under the desk, the shotgun, and kind of look at it, see if I remember how to open it.
Well, it's not a break action. It's specifically it's a pump action shotgun.
Oh, okay. It's a trench. It's a trench gun. Fuck. Okay.
Specifically,
it's a Winchester 1897. Got it. So I rack in some shells because whilst Andrews is there in his dressing gown, he is paranoid, to say the least, because there's things playing on his mind. It's like, what if they're all dead? What if they come from? What if someone gave him up? It wouldn't be Roman. It wouldn't be Roman at all. But who knows?
What about that Larance guy? He's on all that trustworthy types.
And it's one of those things. He looks at the window, looks at a tree funny, and because of where the light of the moon shines, it goes, the branches look like antlers for a moment, and he goes, it's okay. So I'm gonna take the shotgun and I'm gonna go get the other photo album.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I need
you
something to
open-
distract myself. Maybe
Need
get
something to
another,
distract
maybe some more leftover glass of water as well. Yeah, just he's saying this all out loud. It's like talking to himself, and it just goes.
Okay. So you open your office door and then you go down to the den, and you got the shotgun kind of like in the old hunters grip. So you're just holding like right in front of the trigger, and like the stock is like in the.
Would have been the only time he did any shooting. Would be hunting. So.
Yeah, it's awkward because you're used to a break action, so it's normally like down with the break open, but now it's like pointing straight out. but it feels right.
There's a sling on this.
Yeah. You go about that, and you're looking through your album, or you're looking for your album. You're going through, and you've had people in your house for couple of weeks at this point, so at some point people take books out, and there's like some there's a lot of different books, so you're just trying to like go through it. It's not organized like you normally had it organized in your previous apartment, where you had it organized by alphabet. So I just need you to make a mind observation check.
Okay, that don't go well for me. That's can't find this photo album.
It takes like 10 minutes as you go through, and you realize, oh, okay, no, there was just one book that wasn't fully like slid into the back, so it was kind of half on the it was kind of half covering the album, and you slide the other book back, you get the family album out, and you go, there it is, and then take a breath, go back to the kitchen, get yourself a glass of water. Now you've kind of got the album and the shotgun like kind of in there, and a glass of water. Take a drink, maybe take a sandwich, a little bite to eat kind of thing. Yeah, that passed a couple of minutes, not too long, but you're kind of passing time, and then you start back up to your office. Right before you get in the office, you kind of look out, and you've got your office hall. The hallway to your office isn't a two-sided hallway. There's an open, so you're kind of looking down at the first floor. I think is what we've kind of established. There. So
there's a landing.
Look back. Yeah, you look back over your house, and it's one of those things that like pops into your mind. Like you don't even think about it, and then it comes into your mind. You have to think about it. It's like, you're here. This place is here. The fact that you are here in this property, in a way, led to what's happening right now. That's one of those things, just kind of like think on that for a second. And what does Jack think when that thought comes into his head as he looks out onto the landing?
Jack knows that he's had to pull a lot of unorthodox strings to get here, and that in fact there are unorthodox strings still being pulled. But if he lived with regrets, there's no way that he could continue climbing. But even so, he's actually going to take the photo album and the glass of water, and actually going to instead of going back to his office for a moment, going to go run himself a bath, kill more time.
Just kill more time. So you kind of like take the album and the glass of water, and you like look around. There's like a little table like on the hall that you can kind of put it down onto. And you take
yeah, I'm gonna drag the. Oh, okay. Shit. There's a 6. I've got a success. 1 success.
And as Jack like puts that down, and says like, I'm gonna take an hour, and I'm just going to blank out, have a nice bath, and then be ready for what comes. And as you decide that, I need you to make a body endurance check.
Body endurance. I don't have endurance, so this is just body.
I just need you to make a body check.
A 3.
Okay, so not a success. Do you have any soaks?
I have an injury soak and obviously the panic soak.
Okay. Does the injury soak? It's a 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I also have my body soak that I can do.
That's what you just rolled.
Oh, fuck. What? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you just rolled. So you didn't get that. It didn't soak anything.
Right. I see.
So as Jack looks out onto the landing and thinks, I can't live with regrets, starts to turn, you hear a creak on the floor behind you from your office, and you immediately take 7 damage from a bat which strikes the back of your head.
Ooh.
Which I believe, because you did not succeed your body soak, you do not have enough soaks to stop you from becoming completely unconscious.
Nope, I am unconscious.
You're unconscious. So basically, what happens here is like, I can't live with regrets. It just like gets hit right in the head.
Nice.
As the last second before you lose consciousness, you look out onto the landing and notice something that you didn't notice when you made a check, and you see the front window is partially ajar and is open, and you fall unconscious. And
Okay.
while I know it's early today, the fact is, the way that we've established this final arc, I don't really want to get into the sneaky sides whole section because it's a large section. So I would say we kind of unless we want to just stretch time out, we can end it here with Jack being attacked in his home.
Well,
and
we've
unconscious.
got 40 minutes still.
I know, but the thing is that the sneak section, both those, the sneak and the sabotage section, are supposed to be whole sessions all on themselves. It's how they're designed. So they rolled so well with the explosions that I couldn't stretch that out anymore. So essentially they beat me in that. So we need the sneak section.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But I say we end early today with Jack
Okay.
becoming unconscious.
So, with that then, with the crack of a bat, we go to the end of tonight's session. But before we go, we have to, of course, do one more thing, which is, of course, say thank you to everyone who has been here and joining us. And, of course, thank you to Commissar Roach for DMing or GMing this campaign and writing it. You can find him at youtube.com/Commissar Roach. Also been joined by the lovely and wonderful UtariOnzo and Surelyonlymikey. You can find them on Twitch at those exact names. And we have the dynamic duo from RivalZoneGaming, which is RivalZoneGaming and Red Moogle. You can find them and capture them wherever you find your Moogles. And I've been Midgeman.
On every Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. I've been Midgeman. This has been the Component Cast. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And I have someone for you to rate.